Got a brand new game for you to play each week. Redmen Picks is completely free to enter, and you could win either £1,000 or a share of £1,000. To win, all you have to do is answer a few questions on the upcoming Liverpool game, and whoever gets the most right will win a share of the prize pot or the full prize itself. That's it. It is that easy. You've got to be over 18. Terms and conditions apply, and you've got to gamble responsibly.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Redmen TV. Liverpool taking on Aston Villa. Aston Villa at Anfield, where we haven't won for 6 games. In fact, the only time we've won at home, we were away in the Champions League in Hungary. Yes, the team is out. I want your reactions to it in the comments. I'm going to read through some of the best ones before we head out on the show. I'll hand you over very momentarily to Mr. Chris Pajak, who is at the board with the confirmed Liverpool 11. Chris?
Yes, it is. The team is out. I had about 15 seconds to check that it's right, so it might not be right. So, Paul, if you could go through this as well, while I do, that would be fantastic. I didn't check the goalkeeper. I just assumed
in goal.
Alisson
Becker.
Andy Robertson left back, Kabak, Phillips, and Trent Alexander-Arnold, with Fabinho, Wijnaldum, and James Milner. So no Thiago for this one from the start. We've got Jota, we've got Firmino, and we've got Mo Salah up top. Obviously, the Thiago thing, he had to be brought on against Real Madrid. The plan was probably to rest him for that game. Well, it was certainly to rest him for that game. He then plays about 60-odd minutes, so it looks like he's been rested for this one. Adrian, Chimikas, Ben Davies, Reece Williams, Thiago on the bench, Naby Keita, question marks over whether he'd get the nod from Jurgen. Jurgen's decided. Kurt Jones, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Shaqiri and Mane. Is that all of them, Paul? Is that right?
Sorry,
you weren't checking where you just stopped, didn't you, after the first 11?
Adrian, Thiago, Keita, Mane, Chimikas, Shaqiri,
I can't see
Davies.
Kurt Jones on the bench.
No Curtis Jones on the bench, correct.
So I've got 10. Right, so Kurt Jones isn't, and that's now 9. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there we go. There's the bench, there's the first team. Big talking points, of course, around the middle of the park, isn't it? I mean, with no Thiago, no Naby Keita, obviously, as well. So James Milner comes back in. But we saw last time he was given the nod, obviously, we go and get the victory. And I think he plays well in the middle of the park. And, you know, to see him teamed up with Gini Wijnaldum, Fabinho, I think we're okay there. I think we know what Aston Villa are going to do. And I think we've got the midfield to do it. I wonder how the front three is going to set up, really. I think the obvious thing is to go with Bobby Firmino in the 9, Salah from that right-hand side, Jota from the left. Will we see Jota and Bobby Firmino switch? Could Firmino actually start on that left-hand side with Jota through the 9? Because that seems to be where he's been playing. I'm not 100% sure, or maybe there could be quite a bit of movement between the two of them. Other than that, I think the team is the team, isn't it, Paul? Are you pleased with that? I mean, certainly Mane's needed a rest, Paul.
Yeah, look, if you were going to pick anyone to drop out, I think we've had this weird situation arise where everyone was desperate for Firmino to come out, and then Firmino came out and everyone saw how bad we were without Firmino, and everyone went, oh God, get Firmino back in, but it's Mane. Mane was the problem. But it is, all that front three are knackered. They all need to be rotated, but the problem is we've got one lad who we trust to rotate them with, so it was staggering, and I hope that means that Firmino, off the back of having a long spell out and what have you, and not travelled, not played international footy as well, we should be getting. We've done the best you can do with Firmino at this point, and Mane, who's just been massively off the boil. You know, we did the final word show after Real Madrid, and we had to have a chat about it to say, like, is it time to talk about Sadio Mane, because he's been dismal. He's been absolutely dismal, and he's not even doing those things where he's dominating football matches but having no end product. He's kind of stopped doing that as well. So look, if you want to beat Real Madrid, then you need a Sadio Mane at the absolute peak of his powers.
Yeah, and it's not just on Sadio Mane, this as well. I think, we've got to talk a little bit about Andy Robertson as well. I mean, again, keeping his record of the only player to start every Premier League game for us so far this season. And
stupid.
It's difficult, isn't it, when you've got Kostas Tsimikas, that he must be so far off the boil that he's just not even in the manager's plans at the moment. But why I relate that back to Sadio Mane for me is, he's not getting the support from Robertson over the last sort of 2 months. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold, but Robertson's not really done anything. I don't even think he's created a chance in 2 months, never mind got an assist.
Yeah.
And I think that's a genuine thing as well, And And that's not to say that he's playing poorly, because I don't think he is, but he's not adding the end product that we've been used to seeing.
Yeah.
And that in turn, I think, is having an effect on Sadio Mane's game, because he's used to having his mate there and stuff like that. So that left-hand side's absolutely knackered.
Our hardest working, most physically robust side of the pitch is just worn out. Absolutely worn out. And I wonder, because we'd speculated this on the build-up show, about what you do with the midfield, and Curtis Jones, we've seen in the comments, I've not seen this confirmed, that he's got a slight muscle injury, which is why he's missing out today. But if he was available, I'd have actually put him in midfield, and I'd have put James Milner at left back. Yeah. If we're not prepared to give Kostas Tsimikas a game, which apparently we're not. The only thing I see with the Tsimikas stuff is that it's mad. It's a stretch, but it's like if we had 5 subs. If you could use 5 subs, he probably would have used Tsimikas more in the Premier League, because you can afford, if it goes wrong again, as it has a couple of times when we've tried to bring him in, that you're not completely undoing your game plan by having to waste a substitute to change it and change your left back. But if we don't see Tsimikas get some time at left back in this game, that's mad. That is mad, because we're talking about getting your best foot prepared. We've got to win this game first and foremost. Like we might not be able to afford to take Robertson out of this game. But it's a madness that we've not done more to protect him. It just
screams to me that there's absolutely no trust there, because I think back to when Robertson was entering the side, and was it a Crystal Palace game where he dropped him in or something like that? And at the time, Moreno's playing really well, isn't he? And I think people forget that. And then Robertson comes in, has a decent game, then goes out for a little while, comes back in, and when Moreno's injured, and keeps his spot. But there was a trust there early on in Robertson's Liverpool career that he was going to be okay.
I think Tsimikas has had that as well, hasn't he? Well, he's been injured as his problem, but we put him in early doors. He has actually had a couple of appearances early, but then he's just been injured. And when he comes back in, he's got. I think he plays.
I think there would be more. I think there's a lack of trust, because.
Well, you might be right, but I don't know. This is the point. He's a complete unknown at this point. But the point is, to your point about the Robertson stuff, we seeded him early days, but he played in the League Cup game, and then I think does he even get injured, or he gets injured after the first League Cup game, so he misses out on the next one. He gets another random. I think does he play a Champions League game? Does he play against Midtjylland at Anfield? I think, and he plays maybe one more. Maybe comes off the bench against Atalanta away, I think. But he's just. I don't get him. I think it's mad. I think it's mad that we spent £12 million on a lad. There's obviously something there, and whether it's a trust. There's a difference, right? I think he's not been available enough to earn the trust to put him back in at this stage. Okay,
so in total, he's had 136 minutes for us.
Yeah.
2 appearances in the Champions League from the start, 2 from the bench, totaling 131 minutes, and 1 substitute appearance in the Premier League, totaling 5 minutes.
Did he play in the league? Did he play against?
He played. League Cup, 1 appearance, no minutes on there, and then it's international friendlies and stuff. He's had 2 UEFA Nations League C games, 1 FIFA World Club Cup game, an international friendly, and 2 club friendlies. So in total, what's that? He's had 3 starts for us all season. 1 League Cup, 2 Champions League, but nothing in the Premier League.
Yeah, no,
it's absolutely insane.
The problem is Robertson's so good, and we'll never know because we talk about this, the right back thing. Does Nico Williams get more games at right back this season? If for the centre back thing, we don't. The problem. My point on Tsimikas is it's crazy that he's not. Like, why isn't he playing this game? And maybe it's just because every game's ended up mattering so much that you're right, because you are 100% right. It's got to be a trust. But I don't know what that trust means. You know what I mean? Is it just that he thinks he's crap? Because that's mad. Yeah. Or is it just, pardon me, that he doesn't trust him because he's not up to speed, because he's not been available for long enough, and he's all these things. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. So yeah, ideal world scenario. Robertson,
City have scored.
Of course they have. I mean, fucking.
Is it Foden?
Whatever. Scott Hawke says happy for Jota to give Sadio a rest. Hoping Curtis is okay. Was hoping he would start today. Good enough side to get the only thing that matters, 3 points at home. Come on, you Reds. Yeah, spot on, Scott. Yeah, I mean, this is the point about this Real Madrid. I was actually thinking about, I was on me driving, I was thinking about the build-up to Barcelona, and obviously how we played Newcastle the weekend before, and it was a Divock Origi last-minute goal that saved us. But we went, I think I'm right, remember, we went quite strong in that game, like, because we had to win the league game, and I think we're in a very similar sort of boat with this. We worry about Real Madrid on Monday, you know what I mean, on Tuesday, when we're ready, when we've got away from this game, we'll worry about it, because we need to win both of these matches.
We're fortunate, aren't we, in that it's a Saturday, Wednesday this time around, and that's, you know, that's at least something. So I think on Monday you take stock of where you are. I think you're right there, and you maybe look at go and speak to the sports scientists and whatnot who can go again one more time. But we can't take it. We know, like with the results midweek, that the Premier League is now maybe our best chance, because it's flip-flopped, hasn't it? Yeah. You know, before the game against Real Madrid, the Champions League was our best chance of getting into the Champions League. After that result, I'm not saying we're out, because we're not. We can still do it, but you know, the gulf in class was also quite big at midweek as well. If we play like that, we're out. You know, we've got to win this game against Aston Villa as well, and he's got to go strong. It's not like City here, who made 7 bloody changes going into a game, and you look at their bench and it's ridiculous. Like, Liverpool aren't in that situation, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, and that's it. And Liverpool aren't there at all. I mean, you mentioned it before, like City just brought Nathan Ake in. Like, what we would have done to own a Nathan Ake this season, and barely lead season.
Keeper slipped down, I think, was it Torres or something anyway? Keeper slipped down. I mean, ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
We had a super chat from Ray J. He says happy Mane's bench. Robbo needs a rest also. Yeah, as sort of discussed there, mate. Completely agree with that from Ray. It's a big game. It's a big game of football. I'm feeling a bit, I don't know. The problem is everything's so finely poised at the moment. I just want the Liverpool from the last 2 seasons back, and we're not going to get them back. You know, if we're going to do anything from this season, it's not going to be a thoroughly controlled sort of thing. We're going to need a bit of madness, and we're going to need, like, for me, the only chance we get anything out of this season positive, and that's top 4 and any further in the Champions League, we need someone other than Mo Salah to start scoring goals for us on a regular basis.
Yes.
And that's Jota, big pressure on Jota. I think he's ready to step up for that. But also, you need Mane back, because we want to fight on 2 fronts. So I don't think you can just trust, you know, one of them, because you just enter into the same situation. You need Jota and Mane up to speed, because
you'd also probably need to rest Mo.
Yeah,
I mean, big time.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we talked about it just before, didn't we? About, you know, you got one lad in that you can rest players with, Mane, Firmino. Yeah, great. What about the lad who's also played a shit ton of minutes up there in Mo Salah? And you know, we've lost our last six home games at the moment in the Premier League. The last team to lose 7 in a row was Huddersfield in 2019. That's not a record that we want either, is it? Let's be honest. And we've got to go out there and we've got to is this a revenge mission? This is a revenge mission that comes with a bit more as well. You've got pride at stake here.
It's a pride mission. Let's no more talk of revenges. I'm like, we're clearly shit at revenge missions.
It's a prevenge mission, if you will. It's pride and revenge.
Yeah. Just to confirm on the Curtis Jones stuff, got Ian Doyle has been tweeting about it. Says Curtis Jones misses out for LFC as a precaution. First time he hasn't been in the matchday squad this season. Fingers crossed for him. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Like the Naby Keita stuff in particular. Like is Naby fallen so far down now that Thiago might have started this game, but he's just gone, not a chance, mate. You're 100% starting against Real Madrid because I'm not playing Naby Keita in that game.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like, doesn't it? It's a big, and I wonder whether there's something to the Keita's.
Is anyone thinking the Keita's going to start against Madrid?
I mean, if you're going to talk about throwing a curveball for Zidane to deal with, I'm going to play the lad who was so crap I brought him off before half-time. What are you going to do?
That's not a curveball. That's a fucking slider, a curveball and a fastball all in one.
In your own face. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, it's a mad. Yeah, real shame about Kurt, though. Fingers crossed that he's available, because I would have, you know, again, it's easy to say this in hindsight, but I'd have quite like to see Curtis Jones going up against Real Madrid, because I just think he's earned the right to be tested in big games and situations.
I think if it is a muscle injury as well, I think I'm right in saying that's our 7,000th muscle injury this season.
Let me just get the stats up. 7,001st. There you go. Yeah, spot on.
I was close.
I didn't actually do any mad activity on my laptop there. Well done. One of my pet hates of anything filmed is people who go, I'm just going to access the web. It's like, you're not pressing anything. Act better. So yeah. Anyway, yes, thank you so much. Before we go, I just want to remind everyone about Redmen Picks, the incredible free game that we have for you guys. You can play along with Chris Pajak and myself and see how you get on the leaderboard. There is a total prize pool of £1,000 up for grabs.
£1,000. I'd like some of that money.
Yeah, first place could be up to 500 quid. All you've got to do is answer some very simple questions. We've got them here. Will Liverpool score in the first half? Chris Pajak has gone for the obvious answer of no.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to own it, Chris. Come on. Fucking own it. Because past Chris picked those, so I can't possibly know. You did also think we're scoring. You did think we're scoring the second half. 91% of Redmen fans picked that as well. You think we're going to score 2 goals. You think we're going to concede 1.
Sounds about right.
We will beat therefore Aston Villa. You think that Bobby Firmino will score. You think that Salah won't. You think Salah will get an assist. You think Trent will put in 1 tackle. You think Nathaniel Phillips will make 2 tackles. Alisson Ramsey's Becker will make 3 saves. Ooh. Mane will have 0 shots on target. Very clever. And it's as simple as that. Very clever indeed. It's as simple as that. Go to redmenpicks.com. You sign up, you enter for free, and you get the chance to win dough. Obviously, please be gamble aware with these things, and if you have any pre-existing problems with those things, then do stay clear. It is only a game after all. The terms and conditions are there. Do check them out and make sure you're 18 plus to get involved as well. But post match we'll be checking in to see how we did on the instant match reaction. If you're in the leaderboard, we're going to be giving you the shout out, so make sure you play along and see if you can beat us. Link will be in the description underneath, or just go to redmenpicks.com. Piece of piss. Right, hopefully the big thing that is a piece of piss will be Liverpool beating Aston Villa at Anfield. You used to love these games and they've become so dire of late, but we'll see. We live in hope, don't we? Because that's what football's all about, otherwise we just wouldn't bother. We'll be back doing a commentary watch along for that in a little bit, so do check back on the channel if you haven't subscribed, do so, and get involved with Redmen Picks to keep yourself entertained in the gap, so you don't have to watch more of City inevitably beating Leeds.
Do you want to make sure, do you want some stats that might make you feel better?
No.
Really?
Yeah, but not on this show. We'll do them on the next
okay.
one. If you want some stats that are going to make you feel better, you're going to have to wait till the next show. Check back for that one. We'll see you guys very, very soon indeed. Ta-ra.
We've got a brand new game for you to play each week. Redmen Picks is completely free to enter, and you could win either £1,000 or a share of £1,000. To win, all you have to do is answer a few questions on the upcoming Liverpool game, and whoever gets the most right will win a share of the prize pot or the full prize itself. That's it. It is that easy. You've got to be over 18. Terms and conditions apply, and you've got to gamble responsibly.